My grandpa's well had been the lifeblood of our family cabin for decades. Clear, cold water that had quenched generations of thirst, washed countless dishes, and cooled dozens of summer nights. So when I saw him grimacing after a sip and heard the faint chemical taste, my blood ran cold. Someone had poisoned the well. It didn't take long to figure out who. Karen, the HOA president, had always hated that our cabin existed outside her little kingdom of manicured lawns and cookie-cutter houses. I confronted her, hoping for a rational explanation. You poisoned the well? I demanded. Her smirk was infuriating. I'm just enforcing HOA rules. Your property doesn't belong here. Maybe a little incentive will encourage compliance. That was the final straw. I left her muttering and immediately called my team. But I didn't just want to fight back legally. I wanted her and her HOA cronies to truly understand what crossing the line meant. And I had the authority, the manpower, and the technology to make it happen. Over the next week, we executed a carefully planned countermeasure. I legally acquired the properties through a combination of prior liens, deeds, and federal oversight regulations Karen had neglected. Every mansion she and her board members had built, the ones she had used to bully neighbors, was now under my control. With environmental experts on board, we turned each mansion into a controlled toxic containment site. Hazardous materials were neutralized safely, legally, and contained, but the HOA board's social standing plummeted. The media had a field day. The luxurious estates that had once symbolized Karen's power were now sealed off, inaccessible, and completely repurposed as toxic research and containment facilities. Neighbors whispered about the poisoned mansions, but everyone knew the truth. Karen had gone too far. She had tried to destroy my family's legacy, so I had taken hers in return, but legally, ethically, and with enough firepower and authority to make sure no innocent person would ever be hurt. Karen's phone calls, her threats, even her attempts to sue, they all bounced off the wall of federal oversight. Every law she had violated came back to haunt her. Her influence evaporated, her HOA crumbled, and her remaining properties were seized. The community that had once cowered under her rule finally breathed freely. Grandpa's well was tested, filtered, and restored. He took a long sip and smiled, the water as crisp as it had been decades ago. "Looks like you showed them who's in charge," he said, shaking his head. I nodded, watching the sunset over our safe, restored property. Sometimes, bullies don't understand the weight of what they're messing with. And sometimes they need a reminder that the people they try to harm have the power, the resources, and the will to fight back and win spectacularly. Karen's reign was over. Her mansions, her board, her HOA empire, all gone, replaced with a lesson in respect, authority, and what happens when someone poisons your legacy.